Hey guys, and welcome back. Today, I'm hoping is going to be a very simple day, seeing that it is 100 degrees out. I have to do an oil change on my 2014 Lexus ES350. So we're going to put that up on the lift, show you everything that you need to do an oil change and how to reset that indicator on the dash. Stay tuned. First things first, let's get these cars out of here. Alright guys, as you can tell, the Corvette will not start. That's because I haven't started in about 2 to 3 weeks. But that's okay, because I'm going to use my jump pack, get her started, and we'll be good to go. Now, I will include one of these in the description so that if you're needing one of these or have multiple cars, these things are a lifesaver. Alright guys, the main thing you want to do is when you get it up on the lift or when you raise it up, you want to have the hood popped and the oil cap off. That way all of the oil will drain out. You will need a 14mm socket to take the drain bolt out. I did buy the Toyota Lexus brand oil filter remover, which I will link in the description. I bought a nice Denso filter that's going to go in there, and we've got 5W30. Now, there are a lot of different threads on what you should use for it. The OEM is 0W20, so it's up to you. We live in a hot climate, so more protection is better. 5W30 it is. I do want to show you some interesting things with the filter. Now, you get 2 seals with this. You get the main seal, which goes on the housing that this will take off, and you get a smaller seal so that you could use this to unplug the drain to let even more oil out. Now, I can tell you just from reviews that I've looked at and everything, I'm not going to take the little one out because once I take the big one off, all the oil is going to come out anyway. So, let's get started and change this oil. Also for the oil, it says somewhere around 6 to 6.4 quarts, so you will need 2 of these larger Mobil 1 jugs. All right, let's get started. All right, under the car, this is your 14mm drain plug that we're going to take out. And then this is the oil filter housing. You can see that is where the little plastic piece would go, and you can remove this centerpiece. I'm just not going to. It's not leaking, so I'm not going to replace the seal in it. I'm only going to take the main filter housing off and then replace the seal on that with the filter. All right, let's remove this drain plug. And we let her drain. All right, now that that has just drizzling out, I'm gonna go ahead and put the drain plug back in, and we will loosely tighten it so that I can wipe it off. And then we will move on to the oil filter housing. Okay, so let's wipe this off. Beautiful. Tighten this back up. You don't need to over tighten these, people. Just snug like that. That ain't going anywhere. All right, so this is the oil filter housing, and you can see that there are 2 wings on this. Now, those 2 wings line up directly with the oil filter adapter. You can see there's 3 on one side, 1 on the other. What I like to do is just put it on one of them, similar to this. So you can kind of see how it fits around those little winglets, and that's what you want. And now it's time to take this bad boy off. Super easy. Whoa, a little messier than I expected. Alrighty, now that it's all out, make sure that you clean inside of your filter. I always do and never say it, but you just wipe it off with a rag. That's the old one, and that is the old seal, so I will open this seal up, put it on there, put the new filter in there, and then we're ready to stick it back in. Filter's all done, new element in, new O-ring on. I am gonna add some oil to it just to make sure that when the car starts, it's primed. A little bit more oil. It all settles down in there, you can see. I am gonna take a little bit of that and just rub it all the way around that new filter. Let's put a little bit more in there. There we go. Clean off all the mating surfaces. And she's ready to go back in. There we go. So that completely seals up in there, and we are good. All right, now that everything's buttoned up on the bottom, all we have to do is fill up the oil and reset the indicator. So I put 6 quarts total. Let's just check our dipstick. I will start the engine, of course. But I just like to make sure. And that is about perfect, right up to the double line. So let's start the engine. It should go down just a hair bit, and we should be perfect. We can do a final check, pull it out, wipe that first one off because that's not going to be accurate. Put her back in, pull her back out. Perfect, right to that second dot, maybe a little bit below it, but that's where it needs to be, between those 2 dots, so we are perfect. Time to reset the indicator. Using the odometer and trip, press it until you get to trip A. Then we turn the car off. Perfect. Now we're going to hold the trip odometer button in, and we are going to press the start button twice. Press it twice. Resetting maintenance data, keep holding. All right, once those lines go down, it has reset it, and there is no longer a maintenance. All right, guys, hopefully you enjoyed that. Super simple oil change. The worst part about today was 100-degree heat. I was totally wet, so I had to take a shower and change, but hopefully that helped you. Remember, everything's in the description below, so if you're looking for any of the parts or accessories that we used today, they're there. Anyway, hope you enjoyed it. We'll catch you next time.